जय श्री राधे श्याम निताय गौरांग भगवान जय जय श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। Welcome everyone to this transcendental program of studying Param Dharma, the highest duty of humankind, called the Bhagavad Dharma. And in that, the culture or the custom of performing Bhagavad Dharma is part of it. Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya, studying regularly Srimad Bhagavatam on daily basis. So, in that Bhagavad study, part of the Bhagavad study, currently we are studying Sri Prema Bhakti Chandrika by Sri Uttam Das Thakur, who is providing all the enlightenment necessary for us to proceed further safely on this path of pure devotional service, attaining its ultimate goal, which is called the ultimate stage or platform of love of God, called Radha Dasyam. Of course, in accordance to our identity or eternal identity. Jivere Swaruphoy Krishna Nitya Das. In spite of becoming informed about our identity as eternal part and parcel of Krishna, we have yet to become. Because in spite of having the mere theoretical understanding and it's a good proposal, little fascination about the idea, but in spite of having some fascination towards this idea that we are Krishnas, still most of us struggle to pull ourselves out of the clutches of material entanglement because of the long conditioning. So this Bhagavata Dharma, the perfection of it requires the association of those who have become completely freed from that entanglement of this material realm for personal sense gratification, considering oneself anything but in accordance to one's eternal identity that I am the servant. I am the servant of the Supreme. The tendency in the conditioned state of a living entity to become the master, to become the Lord, to lord over and to demonstrate or establish one's lordship over anything one surveys. And this disease has continued, and this is what has, it may be called disease, but it has become a conditioned soul's second nature. A conditioned soul doesn't feel that is the disease. So this acknowledgement that I am diseased, that is above the mode of passion and ignorance. Any acknowledgement is in the mode of goodness. Why? Because acknowledgement is knowledge. Claiming is ignorance. And we have been so conditioned to only claim. On our part, the sense of acknowledgement is only when it serves our ulterior motive. If it doesn't serve, then those whose favor should be acknowledged, we just don't care. So the whole idea is that the difference between a conditioned life and a liberated life is, and liberation is not our goal. Our goal is love of God. But acknowledgement puts us on the platform of mode of goodness, and from there we have to, from there we can, through the effect of satsang or the knowledge of this Bhagavad Dharma, we get the motivation, we get the determination that we have to transcend even this mode of goodness. The example is given when somebody is diagnosed with some disease. So until then, the person was thinking, I am disease free, correct? Claiming that I am disease free, I am healthy, all these things. But when he becomes diagnosed with some disease, then he comes to knowledge. So to acknowledge that I am diseased is a great achievement. It's a great progressiveness. But one does not stop there. Nobody comes home and let's celebrate. I am in knowledge now. I am diseased. I have this disease. Or this, like this. Nobody celebrates. So, in the name of knowledge, something which will make us to act, the knowledge that I am in ignorance, the knowledge that I am entangled, the knowledge that I am diseased, the knowledge that I am stuck, acknowledgement, it doesn't give us any reason for celebration. Celebration is only when we attain the transcendence, when we take the full shelter of Sri Krishna. And that alone will put us on the transcendental platform without taking shelter of the holy name, Krishna's holy name. And how this holy name has come in our life through the agency of pure devotees in Parampara. So Narottam Das Thakur so wonderfully established the Patita Pavan Nam, the glory of the holy name is the most purifying. And if one hangs on to the lotus feet of the Lord, exclusive devotion, in spite of one's frailty, in spite of one's being conditioned in remaining offensive, but one has to just hang on to the lotus feet of the Lord only, should not adopt any other shelter. So that impresses Krishna. Exclusive bhajan. Exclusive bhajan. And then in last sloka, he described the wish-yielding, describing, glorifying Krishna as a wish-yielding tree. His holy name has such a potency to absorb all possible, since it is described in the scriptures that the potency of chanting one pure holy name is such, even not even purely, even indicational, not thinking of Krishna, but just as in Ajami's case, he thought of his son because he was very attached to his son Narayan. Even that freed him from the horrible effect of his sinful, so many sins he committed in ignorance of the soul. And one chanting name, calling out Narayan, freed him from the clutches of Yamadutas. Can you imagine? So the potency of the holy name is unlimited. Even one holy name, it can absolve one from the effects of as many sins as one is incapable to commit. That is the potency. So when we become fascinated, when we become enlightened about the potency of the holy name, then why this potency does not transpire our system, has not transpired. And that's why we need begging. If a sadhaka thinks that by my own endeavor I will purify myself, follow rules, regulations, everything, that's wonderful. But again, the claiming may creep in, claiming tendency. And one may feel that one is qualified. Qualified we are, qualified not we are, You have to always cry out for mercy. One has to acknowledge one's incapacitatedness, fragility. And then, in the pure loving sentiments, we need Krishna, So, unlike most people, religious people pray to God to get something from God, but on this path of pure devotional service, we are hankering for God, for the divine couple, for their service. Nothing independent of their fulfillment. So, we want to become we want to become an instrument for their fulfillment, their joy. Because they are our source. And that's why. So Krishna's glorification in the last sloka was in utter humility. Nautam Das Thakur said that my heart is afflicted by lust and I never think of my own welfare. This is the precarious position a sadhaka should feel, because only to attract the ultimate mercy. We cannot become careless after becoming situated in sadhana bhakti. Yes, I am doing mine, or I am better off than most others, or I am better than others. So this is the wrong conditioning, although apparently on the spiritual path. It is our consciousness, it is our what is missing, what we miss in life, what we are hankering after, that alone will determine where we will end up eventually. It is not taking pride in what we have accomplished and how better we are, how good we are, how better off. We may be better off, of course, compared to billions of other people, but have we become better? If I think I have become better, I have become stuck here again. No, we have to make the full circle. How can I claim that I have become better than anyone? Because potentially, unless we realize the fullest potential of a human soul, is exposed and revealed by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, until we have attained the fortune of, we have become blessed with the fortune of attaining Sri Radha Dashyam. We We cannot afford to take pride in any achievement or any glorification the world and our surrounding offers us. We cannot do. We have to express the real neediness of ours. Without the divine couple, we are incomplete. And my this fallen and incapacitated position makes it very difficult for me on my own to accomplish that. It is so priceless that my whole endeavor would not suffice. But part of our endeavor has to become that hankering. If we do all the endeavors, but unless we have that intense eagerness, hankering, desperation for something what we want, it won't be given. This is Krishna's nature. He wants us to qualify to attain what he wants to give us, Mahaprabhu also, And what is it qualifying? You have to desire it so much in desperation that desperation, that intense eagerness becomes the qualification. So from that point of view, we have to involve Krishna, correct? That's why he says, this is my position, that my heart is afflicted by lust and I never think of my own welfare. My mind cannot shake off bad desires for sense enjoyment. O Lord, O wish-yielding tree, please accept me. O wish-yielding tree, you can fulfill all my desires. So now we know that Krishna is a wish-yielding tree, so we should desire from Krishna actually what he wants to give us. Krishna has come as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to bestow upon us the ultimate fortune in accordance to our eternal identity. Is the eternal servant of Krishna. So that's eternal servitude or servanthood. Its ultimate culmination is Sri Radharasham. Please accept me so that all the people can behold your mercy. If I get the mercy so fallen, then others would be very encouraged to take shelter of you. And they will see you as most merciful. But if I am deprived, if you let me down, and stigma will be on your glory that you are very merciful. So what is it? The spread or the area which you cover, the area covered by your mercy has to include me. Then you will be glorious. So it's a very subjective prayer. So in that we had very wonderful, but Krishna's very unique nature. Although Krishna is compared to wish-yielding tree. So in yesterday's Hindi setup we described one Siddhanta. On the material platform, when someone or something is compared to anything, then the thing with which one is compared is much greater in glory. Like example we gave, if somebody is very chivalrous, very strong, and so he's called just for in glorification. Here comes the king. He is not a king. He may be, but he is just projected as if he is the king in particular family, community, or society like that. Or if somebody is very powerful and very forceful, he's like a singer. He's like a lion. So he's compared with a lion, but lion is definitely much more powerful than the person. person, if somebody addresses, here comes the king, Raja. In some of his disposition, he appears as Raja, But he is actually not Raja. Raja is much, much greater than him. But on the spiritual platform, when comparison is made with something, then even the thing with which one is compared is not really as good. So here, in yesterday's Sloka, it is, although Krishna is compared to wish-yielding tree, but Krishna's wish-yielding tree, his glory is so much limited. Krishna's glory is much, 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 much more. So this Siddhant we should always keep in mind. And that's why, although in Srimad Bhagavatam also, Krishna is described as wish-yielding tree. Natasya kaschid daita suhrittamo nacha priyo dvesha upeksha eva tathapi bhaktan bhajati yatha tatha suradrumo wish-yielding tree. Yadvat upashito arthadah. He fulfills the desires of anybody who begs from the wish-yielding tree, Kalpavriksha. Although the Supreme Lord does not like or dislike anyone, He loves, hates. He does not dislike anyone, nor does He loves, hates or rejects anyone. Still He bestows the devotees the fruits of their worship of Him, because only devotees take shelter of the wish-yielding tree like lotus feet of the Lord. Still He bestows the devotees the fruits of their worship of Him according to their endeavors, just as a wish-yielding tree bestows its fruits to anyone who takes its shelter. Here the comparison with a wish-yielding tree only applies to the person who takes shelter of it. It is not universal that just because some wish-yielding tree is, it will bestow blessings, it will fulfill anybody's desires. No, only those who take shelter. For though a wish-yielding tree bestows its fruits on a person who takes shelter of it, it never becomes subdued by him. He's not concerned, he's not careless or, okay, I don't care. He does not become subdued by him. But Krishna is different wish-yielding. Those who take shelter of the lotus feet of Krishna in loving sentiments, Krishna becomes subdued by him. And in connection with the devotee, the Lord cherishes friendship. Friendship for the friend of the devotee. So, by becoming friend, by befriending a devotee, a pure devotee, one attracts Krishna's friendship. Wow. The Lord cherishes friendship of the friend of the devotee and malice towards the enemies of his devotees. While this is not possible in a wish-yielding tree. Then again, a wish-yielding tree bestows its fruits on anyone who takes its shelter without distinguishing between beneficial effect, beneficial favors, or harmful favors it may bestow. It does not discriminate. Whatever it wants, it gives. Doesn't care that it will ruin him, somebody. So in the same way, demigods, they are like a wish-yielding tree also people to consider. But they don't care what one wants, whether it will be detrimental for him or not. They are not concerned about the ultimate well-being of the soul. But Sri Krishna Bhagavan will not bestow a harmful boon on his devotee, even if that devotee will ask for it. Instead, he will bestow prema, the devotee's highest welfare, and the fifth human pursuit to him. So Nautam Das Thakur, in the conclusion of last sloka, he said that he prays for loving devotional service from Sri Krishna. Sri Krishna means the divine couple. The wish yielding, the ultimate wish. And that is what Mahaprabhu has come to give. So if you want to really expedite the fulfillment of the highest fulfillment of our human potential, then there should be no conflict, no division, no separation in what Krishna wants to give us and what we also want to anchor. Anything else may lend in, or okay, Krishna, you want to give me, but right now I want this, I want this, I want this. So it will just, there will be separation, correct? we cannot move full force in one direction with hankering for more than one, going into different directions, The Prema Bhakti Yoga, at this stage we must come to. We only hanker what Krishna wants to give us. Sri Radha Dasyam. Sri Krishna's compassion should be known through the example of him bestowing his own loving devotional service. Hence, the Nautam Das Thakur says, Karuna dekhuk sarvajana. Let all the people behold your compassion. Oh, what wonderful. And in today's sloka, in the continuation, what is hankering after? The service of a Giridhari. Krishna who lifted the huge mountain, Govardhan. Slok number today, 38. Mosama patita nai tribhuvane dekho chai Narottama Pavana Namadhara. Narottama Pavana. O Krishna, may you be glorified with this name that you have delivered. You have purified even Narottama. Mosama Patit Nai. Nobody is more fallen than me. Even if you search the whole universe or all the three worlds, upper, lower and middle, this, you will not find a person more fallen than myself. So this is out of, especially it is not that, but this is his subjective. Subjectively, if one acknowledges one's smallness, which one already is, any idea how small we are actually? We are utterly small, and we cannot put our size in measurement in time and space. But still, intellectuals, they want to know, okay, I'm small. How small? Is there any information, any indication in the Vedas? Actually, just to first to gratify our intellectualism, okay, so the scriptures say, okay, you tip of the hair, when one shaves back, tip of the hair is hardly visible, na? You cut it into 100 parts, then 100 you cut again in 100 parts. That can be conceived as the size of the soul. So to our intellect, it sounds, oh, now I understand. Now I understand how size is. But is that the size? Anything, any size of the soul which is anti-matter, if we try to measure it through material calculations, as we measure in time and space anything of this world, but the soul is not of this world. So soul size and its dimension cannot be put in a material term. So actually the Vedas are dissuading us. The Vedas say no size can be given of the soul. Then intellect says, oh, that means the Vedas don't know, correct? That's why Jnanam che mai sanyata hai. In order to attain the platform of pure devotional service, Lord Krishna says in 11:19:1, Yo vidya shruti sampanna atmavan nanu manika hai. Maya matram idam gyatva jnanam che mai sanyata. The tendency to know more, even that has to be sacrificed. When one comes to this realization that to be known is so unlimited, why should I distract myself to try to know more? The very acknowledgement I know not is true knowledge. If we claim anything to know, that will put us in ignorance. What a paradox. So it's very, very discouraging for the intellectuals. Wow. When will I come to this acknowledgement? I do not know, because the whole world has recognized, glorified me as a person of great knowledge and all these things. So what is knowledge? To acknowledge that I do not know is knowledge. And that's a fact. I do not know is knowledge. Because actually, when we realize, when we appreciate how much is there to be known, how much is unknown to us, it will naturally make us acknowledge that I do not know. What a relief. Then acknowledging that I do not know opens unlimited opportunities to know by mercy. But through our endeavor, even if we apparently know little, it is so little. Actually, the exploration of knowledge is only to come to the purpose of exploring knowledge of different disciplines, only to come to this realization. Actually, what is the beauty of this transcendental path journey? We know our destination, correct? We know where we want to reach. So until we reach it, we know that we have got nothing as yet. Similarly, even on material platform, if a searcher or explorer of knowledge continues his study with this understanding that the ultimate stage he has to continue his exploring knowledge of different sorts according to his aptitude of different kinds, to come to this understanding that I do not know. Most students will be very, very discouraged. Oh, I'm studying to come to this realization that I do not know. That's why only this path of pure devotional service and the transcendental knowledge which we want to become blessed with. So the enlightenment through transcendental knowledge will ease our appreciation and acknowledgement that we know nothing. And that's why the sadhaka who has put so much endeavor and so much and still to attain Sri Radha Dashyam or to attain the vision of Sri Krishna, to attain their service is so far stretched, so difficult, Then one has to end. When we have hankered for so long and still we don't get it, putting all the endeavor, then the desperation comes. Merely knowing that, oh, so difficult to attain, so why to make endeavor? Of course, Bhagavad Gita says, Susukham kartum abhyayam. Even to hanker for the service of the divine couple, the hankering for it should be also very joyfully done. On a material platform, hankering makes us one miserable only. But on a spiritual platform, hankering alone will give us the success. Hankering for something which is beyond us on our own. But because Mahaprabhu wants to give us, at least we can hanker for it. And when the hanker will attain a mature stage, so much so that it will release us from all other hankerings of this world whatsoever. Exclusive, full forced, one pointed, one direction hankering. Because to attain Krishna, that is the only way. Yeah, so Lord, you have to deliver me. You are celebrated as the purifier of the fallen, and therefore make me your servant. I need your purification effect more than anyone else. So in that way, one can in supplication beg. So in all these expressions, Nautam Das Thakur's humility is gradually increasing, And here, as if it reached the limit, Make me your servant because I need you more than anyone else. Of course, because in hankering, in desperation, everyone feels like that. So one has to feel oneself individually, subjectively, that desperation, that need, that I need you more than anyone else. Of course, you may be busy in delivering and purifying others, but I need you more than anyone else. So, and Krishna loves that desperation and exclusive devotion expressed through the prayers and through one's disposition. On the platform of love, in the beginning is asakti, attachment. It grows and grows to rati, then rati bhava, same thing, and then prema. Such humility is the culmination of prema at the level. Culmination of prema means when a sadhaka reaches the level of prema, then this humility, this level of humility. So humility, dainya and prema, they are in that regard synonymous. On the platform of love, such humility manifests, and only when such humility manifests, one has reached the stage of love, prema. Dainyam tu paramam premna hai paripakena jayate. In Brihad Bhagavatamrita, Sanatana Goswami says, the deeper the love becomes is a culmination of humility. the deeper the love becomes, is a culmination of. So humility is the Swarup Lakshan, is the intrinsic quality of one who is on the platform of love. The deeper the love becomes, is a culmination of humility. The more the eagerness or desperation for the service of the beloved deity also increases. Therefore, through the excellence of eagerness, or the increased, heightened eagerness, the excellence of prem can also be understood. What is intense eagerness? Humility, that is dainya, and eagerness means if one gets something, if one gets a fulfillment, then one will not be eager anymore. Isn't so? So, dainya or humility and eagerness is another, atripti means unfulfilled. Eager and unfulfilled, same thing, correct? If one is fulfilled, one is no more eager for that. So this dainya means humility, ultimate humility, and feeling of unfulfilledness. One is ever eager, ever unfulfilled, until one gets it. So, on the platform of love, that kind of dainya, even if everybody glorifies him, oh, what a great level, what a loving devotee, what a pure devotee you are. And he's begging, no, please give me Krishna, I'm bereft of Krishna. I'm bereft of the vision of Srimati Radha. I'm bereft of the lotus feet of Radharani. And hankering for it. Atripta. So how can one be arrogant if one is unfulfilled? If one is fulfilled, one thinks, I got everything, then he may express his arrogance. But on the platform of love, because he still feels destitute about oneself. He is in destitute. So person who is in destitute, he has no false ego. He does not become arrogant, he does not become, rather he is hankering constantly. How can he attain what he wants? So he is always showing the sense of unfulfillment, unlike many so-called neophyte stalwarts. People glorify them, they say, yes. Yeah, I achieved like this, I achieved this. You are right. So the self-glorification, hearing and identifying with it, how much it makes us self-centered and removes our shelter of hankering for Krishna. We can sustain the divine couple as our center only by sustaining our hankering for them. We are still bereft of him. We are still unfulfilled without their vision and service. We still feel in destitute. Premadhana binai daridra jivan. A person who is on the platform of love, he is thinking, he is providing solace to his mind and his consciousness. Although he is on the platform of love, he is saying, I am bereft of love, because if I had love, I would have got Krishna. Mahaprabhu says, Premadhana binai daridra jivan dasa kari vetana more deho premadhan. So on the platform of love, such feeling of destitute and feeling of unfulfillment, and eagerness is manifest. So, humility and eagerness are the intrinsic activities of prema. Humility attracts the grace of the beloved deity, and grace is situated within humility. Isn't it? If one has such a humble demeanor, is it not itself a grace? So as I said, humility attracts the grace of the beloved deity. And grace is situated within humility. Hence, the practitioner must always remain humble with body, mind and words. What a wonderful. Because only through humility, we will become blessed with the ultimate kripa. So we cannot disassociate with humility. We cannot lose our temper. Oh, I sacrificed this much, I became this humble. We have yet to reach our destination. So we have to be patient. We cannot afford to become impatient on this path. Desperation is all right. So desperation and impatience, they are not the same thing. Appear like that. He is becoming impatient. Impatient means when one gives up. That's the meaning of. One can be intensely eager without becoming impatient. So this subtle difference has to be noticed. The intelligent practitioner should stabilize humility with the right activities, words and application of intelligence, and renounce activities that work to the contrary. Wow. So we have to define and materialize humility in our actions, in our thoughts, in our words, what we speak. Humility, stabilize humility with the right activities, words and application of intelligence, and renounce activities that work to the contrary to our remaining or demonstrating true humility. So Narottam Das Thakur, does he need humility? But he is naturally, spontaneously establishing himself as the ideal for us to follow. He is the embodiment of humility. Therefore, humility is his inherent treasure. He is not trying to become humble. He is not posing himself to be humble. He is not making up to be humble, to impress anyone. He is humble. So becoming humble attracts the mercy of Krishna, further dose of mercy. So of course we do acknowledge that we received lots of mercy, no doubt about it, but not lot enough. So our hunger for more mercy should sustain. And whether we have received mercy, whether we have become the proper recipient of mercy, will be determined how much more hankering we have for more mercy. Just as the example we give that when we digest very wonderful food, wonderful prasadam is a mercy, correct? Prasadam is called mercy. Literal meaning of prasadam means prasad, Prakrishta Rupena is a kripa, the satisfaction of the Lord. When the Lord enjoys the footstep bhoga, his satisfaction is demonstrated through that Mahaprasada, Mahakripa. The Lord is satisfied. Yasmin tushte jagat tushtya. Those who have participated in satisfying Krishna, they have caused the satisfaction of the whole world. And especially those who are directly participating in providing enjoyment or bhoga to Krishna. In reciprocation, Krishna gives us prasadam. So prasadam, literal meaning of prasadam is mercy. And hankering for more mercy, and ultimate effect of that bestowing or receiving mercy of Krishna is to attain Radha Dasyam. That's what he wants. So our hankering for more kripa, more mercy must culminate into reaching our destination of the lotus feet of Srimati Radharani. Therefore, humility is his inherent treasure. So, with the urge of humility, he says, Mosama patita nahi tribhuvane dekho chai narottama pavana nama dhara. O Lord Krishna, no one in the three worlds is as fallen and wretched as me. After due consideration, you can easily understand this. I can see my fallenness. I can see my wretchedness. Krishna, definitely you also see, so why are you ignoring me, correct? If I can see that, isn't it amazing? If I can see how fallen am I, how wretched I am, you definitely can see. So how can you ignore me? I cannot do anything about my fallenness and wretchedness except just crying out to your mercy. Since you can see and you can do something about it, so how can you ignore me? After due consideration, you can easily understand this. This is the nature of inherent humility. The real sinners and rascals are actually fallen. The real sinners, those who are in ignorance about their ultimate good, and rascals, same category, are actually fallen, but they do not consider themselves to be so. However, those great souls that are unstained by sin even, unstained, no touch of sin for them, those great souls that are unstained by sin purify the whole world with the mere touch of their foot dust, consider themselves the most sinful and fallen rascals that are a burden to the world. They think like that. Oh Lord, I don't want to remain a burden on the earth because I am so fallen and wretched. So you have to deliver me. So this acknowledgement on the part of even pure devotees, it just draws Krishna's grace. Therefore, this humility is not ordinary. The goodness, the goddess of devotion, who is endowed with great extraordinary attributes, is born from it. From this humility is born the pure devotion. How many? Because pure devotional, the desire to serve Krishna, to desire to be with Krishna becomes so intense. The goddess of devotion, who is endowed with great extraordinary attributes is born from it. Humility is so fundamental. This humility is the great quality and a special ornament of the devotee. Being adorned with this ornament of humility, the devotee attracts the grace of the Lord. Narottam Das Thakur says, O Lord, redeem me, and thus bear the name, the purifier of Narottama. Can you imagine? See the paradox here? The very name Narottama. Narottam was foretold by Mahaprabhu even before he was born. Maybe his birth name could have been different, we can search, but when he came to the river Padmavati and when Padmavati recognized him, and then the love which Nityananda Prabhu expressed towards Mahaprabhu, Mahaprabhu became so overwhelmed. He preserved, he collected that frame, that love expressed by Nityananda Prabhu in his heart, and now his heart was becoming heavy. How much one can hold in the heart. So he reserved that love in the river Padmavati, and Padmavati, as an effect of that, surged in its flow waves. And the Mahaprabhu said, you keep it with you and bestow it, give it to Narottama. And so, how would I recognize that who is Narottam? Then Mahaprabhu said that when someone touches you, and if you feel the same euphoria of, upsurge of, then you will recognize this person as Narottama. Anyway, so Narottam was the name of Narottam Das Thakur, and he became the embodiment of love of Krishna. And he is telling, O Lord, redeem me and thus bear the name, the purifier of Narottama. Amongst your innumerable names, this name will be the greatest witness to you. Greatest witness to you being the Savior of the most fallen. And its broadcast will infuse hope within the hearts of the great sinners and rascals. Ghushuk samsare naam patita pavana sham nije dase koro giridhar. O Sham, when the name, what is the name? Purifier of Narottama. This is the, although you have unlimited names, amongst your innumerable names, this name will be the greatest, because out of different qualities and pastimes of Krishna, Krishna has got unlimited names. But ultimate quality of Krishna, of course, is the quality of Rupa, Rupa Madhu, sweetness of his form and all these things. But ultimately his karuna, his compassion rules the supreme. So if the most fallen, wretched, if I am delivered by your mercy, then you will be known as the purifier of Narottama, Narottama Pavana Naham. O Shyam, when the name purifier of Narottam, which indicates the limit of the redemption of the fallen, is broadcast throughout the world, then it may it inspire the most fallen souls to worship your lotus feet. O Giridhar, O Lord, Giridhar means one who held Govardhan. Giri means the mountain. Make this fallen soul your servant and bless him by bestowing your devotional service on him. Why the word Giridhar? Nijidas karo Giridhar or Giridhari. So the word Giridhari is very, very, very unique, very wonderful to expose and establish Krishna's special glory. Because how this Leela came about, Brajavasis were engaged in the worship of Indra. That was traditional worship. Can you believe this 7-8-year-old child, listening to him, they stopped the traditional worship of Indra, big demigod, deity, not worrying about what catastrophe may befall them. Did not think of such amazing arguments, mesmerized the Brajvasis. This how amazing such thing ever happened in the world, that the whole community, just mere on the advice of a boy of 7 or 8 years old, they will venture to stop or in one sense, by stopping the worship of Indra, they actually challenged, they just ignored him. Somebody you have worshipped through tradition, acknowledging the blessings coming from him, and all these things, suddenly you just ignore Indra worship. So naturally it will attract Indra's anger. Indra became enraged and engaged his catastrophic or cataclysmic, devastating clouds, or the clouds which will pour devastating rains, with the determination to inundate Braj, to finish. Thus he created a terrible rainstorm. Then, to protect the people of Braj, Vrindavan, Krishna held the huge Govardhan hill on the little finger of his left hand for 7 days and nights continuously, thus giving them, all of them, a safe shelter. So Narottam Das Thakur is saying, O Giridhar, means it shows Krishna's capacity, Krishna's prowess. The enemies like lust are showering me with vice, all these anarthas, like the clouds of cataclysm. Nobody can protect oneself if the onslaught, such heavy rainfall. Can one protect oneself? No. So, the enemies like lust are showering me with vices, like the clouds of cataclysm, and make me float towards an ocean of suffering. I'm lost. I'm shelterless. Oh Lord, please give me a little place in the shade of the umbrella of your lotus feet, and thus protect me. Thus your name of Giridhar will be fulfilled. You provided all the Brajavasis shelter, protected them from this cataclysmic clouds inundating rain pouring. So why should Why should you deprive me? Your glory as Giridhar will only be established more and more. Only some section, certain section of people only receive your glory when they were in need, they were in danger. So am I. I am also in danger. And what is the danger? The enemies like lust are showering me with vice. The Brajvasis called out Krishna, Krishna when they felt that danger due to the rain, and they were protected. So in the same way, I am also crying, Krishna, I am suffering, I am no shelter. I will be lost, I will be gone, I will be driven in the ocean of suffering because of the enemies like lust are inundating me, showering me with vice and all the concomitant vices, Lust takes different form and causes so much vices, so much other things. Like the clouds of cataclysm. So I don't want to get lost into the ocean of suffering. I know that you provided the protection. So also I deserve your protection. I'm crying out. So this pastimes of Krishna's, the way the Brajavasis called upon Krishna, called out Krishna's name. In the same way, in that desperation, in that feeling, the fear of getting lost into suffering, in the ocean of suffering, we also call out Krishna, that we really need you. But our material world, somehow or other, we have just resolved, most of the conditioned souls resolved that yes, we got enough shelter, we got sorted out this. We still hang on to the shelters we have established, we have created for us. So when the need comes to take exclusive shelter of Krishna, our readiness to let go everything will be tested. That's why that example, if we express in devotion, Krishna, you are my only shelter, and without you I'm incomplete. And so when Krishna shows up, suppose, and say, okay, I have come because you have taken exclusive shelter of myself, correct? So let go of everything else. Shall we be able to let go of all other shelters we have created through our endeavor in this material world? We should contemplate, we should simulate our position in that condition. If Krishna comes, shows up, if he announces the announcement in the sky, Krishna says, okay, all the devotees you have been calling my name, calling upon, and tomorrow morning I am coming to take you to my abode Golok Vrindavan. I will come, so come 4:30 in the morning. Only the pure devotees will turn up. But as we know that a pure devotee is a rare person. But it ultimately comes down to oneself. Will I turn up? Will I show up? Krishna coming to receive me in his own van, in all spacecraft, So that thing. But those who beg from Krishna, every religious person begs from God. They need from God, but do they need God? So this path of pure devotional service teaches us how to feel the need of God, not feel the need of things from God. If we have God, if we need God, then with God comes everything. But if we need anything from God other than Himself, then we may get everything but Him. And not getting Him will keep us stuck in this material entanglement only. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. So, many amazing things we are hearing and inculcating, trying to. And hopefully the real message will cause incessant enlightenment in our life, that we find no other focus but the focus of reaching our final destination of Sri Radha Dasam through this study of Prema Bhakti Chandrika. I think I can stop here and we can invite some participation. Any question, comment, or any addition one would like to, please come forward. Unlimited treasure is given to us, how much we can. So we should self-challenge ourselves. So much nectar, so much rasa, so much transcendence is being distributed. Can we let go of many things which we are holding on to in our heart? Can we create more space to imbibe more, receive more? And eventually let go of every other desire or ambition or hankering and just hanker. The only thing worth hankering. Hare Krishna. All right then. Akhil Rasamit Murti, welcome. You have something to say? Sundari Prema Punita. Okay, we can begin with that. Yes? So Ritik, you are hosting. Prema Punita, you want to say something? Hare Krishna. Unable to unmute. Ritik, can you help everybody? Are you there?
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru. Pranam. Beautiful satsang, Shri Guru. Prem Bhakti Chandrika itself makes each line an amazing statement. And like in the starting, whatever philosophy or whatever points you explained, Shri Guru, those are like every day we are scanning ourselves, and exactly the same points which we are in must need, like the humility and knowledge. Very, very beautiful, Shri Guru. One line you said that knowledge is to acknowledge that I do not know. And only that is the problem. For me, I always feel that I should know everything or I know everything. And what a relief that only mercy is the thing which we need, Shri Guru. And Bhava and Prema. Wonderful satsang, Shri Guru. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Yes, these are very instructions in the form of a concentrated nectar. Even one instruction sticks, it can cause that it has the potency to cause the total transformation, total modification, because yeah, so our intelligence is challenged. The principle of humility, one has to become very conscious, because whether we are reaching towards the platform of love, which is our goal, na? It will be gauged through the level of humility, genuine humility. Genuine humility means not thinking of oneself so much. Humility does not mean thinking less of oneself, or thinking oneself I'm downtrodden, I'm fallen, I'm nowhere, I belong to the last category. No. Thinking of oneself less. See the wordings? Humility does not mean thinking less. Less means low. Low of oneself, or yes. Because by just crying out, I am most fallen everywhere, like advertising, I'm most fallen, then we will become glorious, we will be known as the most fallen one, correct? But always, I am most fallen, I am most fallen, I am most fallen. If I am most fallen, then why should I take so much time and space of others? Rather, so humility means not necessarily thinking less of oneself, of course. One feels destitute, that's good, but keeping it to oneself. But thinking of oneself less. That's why the intelligent practitioner should stabilize humility with the right activities. Words an application of intelligence, and renounce activities that work to the contrary. So, action speaks louder. Just as why one has to speak that I am humble. Just be humble. It will be seen in our actions. So, even to claim that I am humble, na? It would be claiming, and claiming is bondage. Na? I am not humble. This is acknowledgement. But to think or to claim, to say that I am humble, generally among the sadhakas, sometimes you have to be humble. We can have lot of instructions. How many times we can tolerate this instruction by others? So if somebody is reminding me, Prabhu, you have to be humble. Somebody is calling Prabhu and we are telling Prabhu, you have to be humble. But one who listens, how one feels, that will determine our level of humility. If we don't appreciate somebody telling us, I should be humble, that means my lack of humility is at least disturbing someone. Otherwise, why would anyone dare to tell me that I should be humble? See? So we will come across this testing time in our life. So if somebody is instructing me to be humble, that means he is doing me a favor. Do I think that I have become sufficiently humble? If I really become humble, if somebody tells me you have to be humble, why should it bother me? A humble person will not be disturbed by this instruction by anyone. Thank you, he will say thank you. Only a humble person will be able to appreciate, oh, you think I need to be humble means more humble? Humble means more humble. Na? So it can be appreciated rather than rejected. And again, if you don't agree that, if I don't agree that I have to be humble or more humble, that means I have actually definitely not become humble. So if a humble person is asked to become more humble, he wouldn't mind. Only an unhumble person, if asked to become humble, he will reject. He will just retaliate and he will say, how dare you? So the intelligent practitioner should stabilize humility with the right activities, words, and application of intelligence, and renounce activities that work to the contrary. That would make one wonderful. Anyway, anyone else? Atharva, you want to say something?
Yes. Hare
Dandot
Krishna.
Pranam Gurudev. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Dandot Pranam Gurudev.
ठीक है आप बोल लीजिए पहले अथर्व लेटस श्यामा श्याम कम है ओके कहिए
What are the means or ways to become utmost humble, utmost eager, utmost? What are the ways and means so that I can be more humble, more eager for achieving Rajadashyam?
so as we describe humility does not mean thinking less of oneself because as a human being we all have equal opportunity equal potential अयोग्य है पुरुषो नास्ति as a human being we are not potentially unqualified we are all sufficiently qualified as a human being to attain the highest perfection of our human potential through education. Now, so in humility, you know, who is in the center? So putting oneself in the center creates a lack of humility. So self-centeredness is to be removed. So thinking of oneself less, me, मैं पना और मेरा पना इसको कम करना to reduce me, me-ness and mine-ness. This is me, this is mine, this is me, this is mine. What is there for me, what is there for me, what is there for me? This is lack of humility. What is there for Krishna, what is there for Sri Guru, what is there for Vaishnavas, Hari Guru, Vaishnava. That is humility. Not focusing on oneself so much. Thinking of oneself less. So how to replace how to make thinking of oneself less by thinking of others more than oneself. Others means whose service and whose connectivity will naturally make us, put us in a service mode. And to be in service mode, one will naturally be humble because Humility and service attitude, they go great together. But service attitude is only possible through humility. But I do service, I again. This is a mercy bestowed upon us that we are engaged in the service of those who are worth serving. By serving those who are worth our service, who are the beneficiary? Who is the beneficiary? If we serve the divine couple, if we serve the Vaishnavas, if we serve those who are worshipable, who is the beneficiary? I'm asking question to all of us.
Myself?
Yes, yes. So by serving those, we become blessed. So service mood means by pleasing them, I will be benefited. You know, apparently, they are the recipient of whatever things we offer in service for their satisfaction, for their, but it should not be seen as an obligation. It should be perceived as a privilege that we are able to serve those. We are able to serve Krishna, Krishna's devotees, serve the parents, serve the elderly. Their blessing, who become the recipient of their blessings. And
Myself only.
exactly, so serving those who are worthy of our service, it should be seen not as an obligation. It should be
Right.
perceived as a privilege. Obligation means duty, na?
Right.
So what is considered as duty in the society? Duty of a religious person to do worship, duty of a sadhaka to follow the rules and regulation of a devotional service. Duty means bhar, duty means burden, obligation. But once you do away with that duty, then you think you are out of duty, correct? You finished your duty. No, our duty is never finished. If you want to remain situated in our eternal Swarup, as a servant of Krishna or divine couple, we should consider our duty as our privilege, not as a burden, not something I have to do it. No, we love to do it. That is privilege. That is a feeling of privilege. And in that mood, we acknowledge the mercy that, it is not that it's a mercy. Because of mercy only we are able to serve, we are able to do something for those who are worthy of our service. So that will keep us humble. But if one thinks that I'm so great because I'm doing this, because I'm doing this, because I'm doing this, what is our capacity? So
Nil.
I am doing service means I am thinking that they are the beneficiaries of my service. Of course, Krishna says, Bhuktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarvalok Maheshwaram. So Krishna is the recipient, Krishna is the beneficiary of our offering, no doubt about it. But that is apparent. We are not doing Krishna a favor. We are doing ourselves a favor. So apparently Krishna has become the beneficiary, but ultimately, in real sense, we are becoming the beneficiary. So why should we not perform those things which only benefit us the most by making others the beneficiary? So we have to make a beneficiary those which cause end up making us the beneficiary. So it's a win-win situation for them. But, on the conditions also, when we show we give them something to eat or feed something, they become the beneficiary. They need. But by giving it to those or serving those who are worthy of our service, we become the beneficiary. Or people say, oh, by feeding the hungry and poor and all these things, many social activities or humanitarian activities, we become beneficiary or they become beneficiary. Because we may get result of this so-called good karma by providing help to the needy. But those karma entangle us into this identifying that I am doing great work, I am a great hero, I am a great servant of the country, community, and all these things. And then you become stuck. You become attached to that kind of work. It also makes us the beneficiary, but that is only of this world, worldly attachment, worldly achievement. But we want to become the beneficiary of the blessings, of divine blessing that will cause us, that will expedite our reaching the supreme destination of Radha Dashyam. So who can bestow that blessing upon us? So this crying out in Prema Bhakti Chandrika or Utkalika Vallari Vilap Kusumanjali, crying out to those who are capable to bestow what we really need. But a person who, in the name of doing good work to the society and communities, if he identifies that he got enough, he is doing enough. Many times people take pride in comparing that, oh, he is more devoted to God than even the devotees who are. They're thinking that service to God or service to society is service to God. This is how they dilute the position of God to the level of the people, level of these worldly services or philanthropic so-called service. If one has plenty, one can help the needy, no doubt. This is a need of humanity, but that does not discount our hankering for the supreme. You know. So because of lack of that humility, one thinks that one has done enough. One doesn't need to do anything more. What we really need, it has to be hankered after. No matter how many endeavors we do, it won't suffice. We have to come to the point of hankering, calling out Krishna's ultimate grace. So that will make us humble. I am bereft of it. I have not done enough. Have I done enough? That will deprive me to remain humble. I have yet to go a long way. So that understanding will keep us humble. All right? Atharva?
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, both Dandvat Pranam, Your Holiness, Dandvat Pranam, Your Holiness.
Sri Swamini Mati Rastu.
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru. Am I clearly audible?
Of course.
Yes. So I have two questions actually. Of course, your even the glimpse of one of your statement is like there should be no questions, and the message is very clear about what we have to do in this life and what we have actually achieved and how we have to utilize our human form of life. But this is about mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. So I have recently heard that without the mercy of Lord Nityananda Prabhu, one cannot attain the service of Srimati Radharani. So in this connection, previously we heard that Nityananda Prabhu's mercy and mercy of Sri Guru means like this made me curious about the underlying tattva, like Nityananda Prabhu being as Adi Guru or the Guru tattva specifically. So, who is like Lord Balram himself is the Adi Guru, and like this principle primary referring to Sri Guru Tattva, that the mercy of the spiritual master who represents Nityananda Prabhu is essential for entering into the service of Srimati Radharani or the personality Nityananda Prabhu. So this was like my curiosity about. And my second question was related to chanting of the holy name, which is uh, we say about our prescribed number of rounds. We say na Sankhya Purvak Nam. So this Sankhya Purvak Nam, what happens is at a point of time, it feels like this entire material world, samsara dava analla, it is like a burning forest, and only the lotus feet of the spiritual master is the only reservoir where we can take shelter and we will feel solace. But Shri Guru, this at the next moment, as soon as the number of specific rounds are complete, and after doing that rounds, going to daily activities and completely forgetting the holy name, is it like some kind of uh, show or sahajiyasm? Means I feel like when we are at a point of time when we are completely remembering about our spiritual master and his pastimes and his grace and his divine grace, and what happens after certain point of time is completely forgetting and entering into the material activities as soon as the number of rounds is complete. So of course we do not say that we have completed these many number of rounds, but so how to understand this particular thing?
Yeah, this is very. Let me take the second question first regarding this chanting. Is our life force, no? Chanting is like our oxygen for the soul. But we are so unused since eternity to chanting. So chanting has not become our second nature as yet. So some point one has to begin, na? Some point one has to begin. So the acharyas, guru vargas, they just initiate us into chanting, you know, and because we have not attained the spontaneous platform, that's why it's a lot of struggle. Anything where we have to put conscious effort is struggle, you know. Anything which you want to do consciously, quite possible that we will forget it. Only on the on the spontaneous platform, effortlessly, we will be able to remember and do the things which we are supposed to do. So we have not attained the platform spontaneity. So chanting is not limited to just counting 16 rounds our Acharya Srila Prabhupada has given to the whole world minimum. So that cannot be discounted, and because the purpose is to check ourselves that how do I feel after chanting 16 rounds? Is my hankering to chant more? Because conscious chanting will make us remember Krishna, no doubt about it. But without the platform, without reaching the platform of spontaneity, it would be unbeknown to us when we will forget Krishna even while chanting Krishna's name. So your conscious chanting is a very struggling thing. So we have to attain the platform of spontaneity. That's why some negative psychology sometimes works, We use the example, Krishna, while chanting we should also remember, Krishna, am I going to forget you? 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 Then it would become impossible to forget Krishna. Just try to make this experiment. Do one round of chanting. Krishna, am I going to forget you? 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 Looking at Krishna's picture, Try to do this. So the concentration will be tremendous, much, much more. But we are not used to saying, Krishna, am I going to forget you? 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 Compared to Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And we have experienced that even while chanting directly Krishna's name, Mahamantra, the mind switches to somewhere else. Just when it happens, even unbeknown to us. So that is the position. So how to capture the attention by this negative psychology, what we are, by self-challenging. Am I going to forget you, Krishna? Am I going to forget you, Krishna? So when one self-challenges, then he is more protected. The paradox the other day we discussed, how can one remain infallible? By always remembering that one is fallible. So this is a paradox. So if we capture the paradox of different sort, and paradox will click, then we'll feel the enlightened. So 16 rounds and then again counting different things. This struggle will sustain until we attain the Bhav Bhakti or the spontaneous platform. So it's nice to chant 16 rounds, but what is our reaction? As you said that now we think that we have become freed, we finished. We can never afford to think that we have finished with chanting. So then 16 rounds, somebody chants 32 rounds, 64 rounds, then comparison comes. I am the 64 chanter, twice better than the 32 chanter, or 4 times better than the 64 chanter. So this number takes the focus. Rather, how long do we chant? Do I chant 2 hours? Then the sense will come, well, Mahaprabhu has said, Kirtaniya Sadahari, the standard is Kirtaniya Sadahari. I have only chanted, I have remembered Krishna only 2 hours, 3 hours, even 4 hours, still 20 hours I remain in forgetfulness of Krishna. Correct? Sadahari means 24/7. How to be in a position to be thinking or remembering Krishna 24/7. So our motivation should come through self-challenging, that I'm still far behind. So where is the question of claiming that I have become so great or so pure or such a tremendous? Comparatively, I may be chanting more others, but have I chanted enough? So if the hunger is not to ultimately come to the platform of Kirtaniya Sadahari, we will do a disservice to ourselves because our goal is not achieved as yet. So, so that way, how much am I chanting? How long I am chanting, rather than how many rounds I have chanted? How long have I chanted? Can I afford to not chant or not remember Krishna even for a moment? That is a precarious situation. So, chanting 16 rounds is definitely essential. It is indispensable. We cannot, but one should not stop there. If one has to stop there, then one should lament that I can chant only this much. The sense of lamentation should be there, sense of feeling incapacitated. Aksham, I'm incapable to chant more. If that sense remains, that is also chanting. If the sense of fulfillment comes that I finish my chanting, that is a loss, that is a drawback. But the feeling that I could only chant this much, I wish I could chant more. I wish I could chant more. I wish I could chant. So anything is spoken or thought in the sense of hankering or unfulfilling, that will take us to the level of or towards attaining Kirtaniya Sadahari. What is Kirtaniya Sadahari? Why we glorify Krishna? Why Krishna is glorifiable all the time? Because we need him. Krishna he must be hankered after. So when we develop the hankering for something, it can sustain 24/7. So hankering for Krishna is a real thing, na? And that is the Kirtaniya Sadahari stage. It's not necessarily 16 rounds as we see. Japa or the remembering or Kirtan of Krishna is not limited to doing japa in the counting. It is beyond it. It should pervade our consciousness all the time, 24/7. That is Kirtaniya Sadahari. And first question was regarding Nityananda Prabhu and Balramji. You know, Nityananda Prabhu is the first Guru expansion from, since Krishna is the source of everything, so is Balramji. All the expansions are also sourced in Krishna. So manifestation. So what is the function of Guru? We have to understand before we only by what is the tattva of Balramji? Balramji is servant. He is demonstrating the service mood, and that is the function of Guru. What is the identity of Guru? Identity of Guru is the eternal servant of Krishna. In Chaitanya Leela, he is an associate of Nityananda Prabhu, who is the Guru Tattva, the servant of Krishna, and in the divine realm, Braja divine realm, Sri Guru is a choicest maid servant of Srimati Radharani. So again, the principle is the same, service. And so, one who engages us one who connects us to the fortune of our eternal service of the divine couple. And Nityanand Prabhu was the main person who demonstrated the will of Mahaprabhu. What Mahaprabhu has come to bestow on the whole world. He did it through the agency of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu was so openly able to inspire people, induce people to take shelter of the holy name of the Yuga Dharma, and through the Yuga Dharma to attain the ultimate shelter of Krishna in Radha Dashyam. Because what Krishna wants to give, that should become our hankering to get. Then the connectivity would be complete. So, Nityananda Prabhu, that's why we say that acknowledging the role of Nityananda Prabhu, who came, or Balramji came to fulfill the desire of Krishna. This, the glory of the chanting of the holy name and begging the conditioned souls to take Krishna's holy name. How much, what he went through, Nityananda Prabhu, just to fulfill the desire of Mahaprabhu. What is the desire of Mahaprabhu? That conditioned souls take shelter of the holy name. And he succeeded in inspiring or getting even Jagai Madhai, holy name. And for that, he took the risk. He took the risk of taking offense upon himself of Jagai Madhai, and that inspired, or that induced Mahaprabhu to punish Jagai Madhai, and then that means he connected Mahaprabhu. So even Jagai Madhai, by igniting his anger, but then again he came into it. Oh Mahaprabhu, you have Patita power, you have so even these most fallen, even Jagai Madhai, should not be deprived of your mercy. In order to cause them becoming the recipient of Mahaprabhu's mercy, he took upon himself. He tolerated the attack on himself. He caused the anger mercy upon the Jagai Madhai, and eventually take the shape of full mercy upon Jagai Madhai. So that is one aspect of Nityananda. And so when he caused the connectivity even of the most fallen to Mahaprabhu, so naturally Mahaprabhu's desire to bestow Sri Radha Dashyam, on which platform one is able to experience the highest the potential to experience the sweetness of Krishna at the highest level is possible. And so one who becomes endeared to Mahaprabhu through the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, then naturally he will also hanker for Radha Dashyam. That's why. So Nityananda Prabhu in that way is a perfect Guru Tattva. Guru Tattva who induces us, and who shows us or causes our awakening to go or to develop the hankering for the ultimate thing. If Mahaprabhu wants to give the ultimate thing to the fallen conditioned souls, so how to be able to appreciate what Mahaprabhu wants to give without the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, because his only desire is to fulfill the desire of Mahaprabhu. This is how, acknowledging the action or the activities of Nityananda Prabhu, who created the ideal, say the whole parampara, is the manifestation of the recipients of Nityananda Prabhu's mercy. How can we not acknowledge the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu? Without that acknowledgement, because Nityananda Prabhu is so dear to Mahaprabhu, so in order to get the full-fledged, unrestricted mercy of Mahaprabhu, we must acknowledge the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, who created the atmosphere. What is the function of Nityananda Prabhu as Balramji? He is providing service in so many ways. All the paraphernalia, all the space, time, situation. In order for us to receive and become blessed with the ultimate mercy which Mahaprabhu has come to bestow. So, Nityananda Prabhu is in the background. So, in the same way, in our hankering of Krishna or Radha Dashyam, the mercy of the spiritual master is nothing, is non-different from the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu, because Sri Guru is an associate of Nityananda Prabhu in Chaitanya Leela, and that transfers us to ultimately to Nikunja Leela. So that way, and Nityananda Prabhu, in order to serve Mahaprabhu in that Nikunja or conjugal rasa, or the Ujjval rasa, or the Shringar rasa, Janava Devi, who is in Nikunja Leela, is Ananga Manjari, no? So through Ananga Manjari, because as Balaram, it was not possible for Balaramji or Nityananda Prabhu to serve Krishna in Ujjval Rasa, Shringar Rasa. But Shringar Rasa is the Swarup of God, Swarup of so in Mahaprabhu's Leela, so he experienced that service of Krishna in Madhur Rasa through Jahanava Devi. So Jahanava Devi is, so that's why it's very esoteric. Nityananda Tattva is a very esoteric. So he bestows the mercy upon all of us. And all our Guru Vargas, Guru Parampara, they have represented Nityananda Prabhu. And in that representation, actually, we receive the mercy of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu is the deity, he is situated next to Mahaprabhu in Navadvip Leela. And so that worship has to be also how much one worships Sri Guru. So the source is in Nityananda Prabhu, the Guru Tattva. So those who are very devoted to Sri Guru, they will definitely find the spontaneous devotion to Nityananda Prabhu and see how Srila Prabhupada established Gaurnitai deity everywhere. Of course, Nityananda Prabhu can be considered non-different from Sri Guru, no doubt about it. But at the same time, he is the source. So the worship of Nityananda Prabhu, apart from the worship of Sri Guru, also has to continue. That's why our acharyas have established Nitai, Chaitanya Nitai. It is essential. Sometimes it is seen that the Sri Guru or the spiritual master is a replacement of Nityananda. No, it's only expansion. It's not replacement. Just as Nitya Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur says that for a sadhaka, the spiritual master on this in Raganuga Bhakti Marga is a Vrishabhanu Nandini Sthaniya. Sthaniya means for the sadhaka in this present life, the spiritual master takes the position of Srimati Radharani in worship and in dearness. But the spiritual master is not the replacement of Srimati Radharani. No? Rather, he is the fulfillment. He gives us the experience, what it would be like to be with Srimati Radharani. Eventually, we have to prepare that eventually when we will be with Srimati Radharani as her choicest maid servant, what we would be doing. So we need some practice here. No? So that's why Sthaniya means, right now Radharani is missing from us directly. No? Sthaniya means in her position, the spiritual master is perceived as dear, as worshipable. Same thing with Nityananda Prabhu. The spiritual master in connection to Mahaprabhu, the mission, we see spiritual master in place of Nityananda Prabhu. But he is also not the replacement of Nityananda, but he is the fulfillment. Nityananda Prabhu is... So when Nityananda Prabhu and Gaurnitai deities manifest, they also have to be worshipped. They are, spiritual master is not replacement of Nityananda. Nityananda Prabhu as a deity also is simultaneously. So this is very wonderful. Achintya Bheda Vedete, your question is reminded us of. All right, you are intelligent enough to, you already know because you have taken shelter of Mahabhagavad devotees, but for the benefit of all of us, you have asked, so we appreciate. Anything else you would like to add? Anyone?
Yes, Guru, it's really wonderful. You explained that Ashintya Bheda Bhed Tattva. And it was like I was longing for the satisfaction of this question, but your answer is like completely satisfying. And Shri Guru, about this humility point which you were explaining. So in this regard, once I was thinking about this, that this humility and the realization of that humility cannot go hand in hand. Means either like someone who is really humble will not realize that he is actually humble. These
Very
both
good.
things are like they don't go together.
Yes, this because there is no claiming allowed. So in realization of, well, realization of humility, actually it's for others, no? If something is for others, who is the beneficiary? Who should be the beneficiary of my humility? You know, actually, others have to feel the benefit of it or inspiration from it to acknowledge that I am humble. So it is their prerogative. It is not my prerogative or my claim to think, oh, I have become so humble. I feel so great that I have become humble. Yeah, they don't go together. You know, the realization of one's humility. It is actually it is realization of my incapacitatedness, realization of my fallenness, realization of my smallness. These are the things to be acknowledged, to that to justify our real hankering for the thing which is yet to be accomplished. All right, thank you everyone for your participation. We can move. Hare Krishna, host, what will
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru, Dandavat Pranam.
Sri Swami Nimanand.
If anyone else have any question or want to speak something, please unmute.
All right.
Pranam Shri Guru.
Oh,
Pranam Shri Guru. Hare Krishna.
welcome. So you have something to say?
Yeah, can I?
Of course.
Really, it's wonderful the way you are answering the questions. Um, Unfortunately, I couldn't able to attend your complete sharing. I could attend only, I think, for a few moments only. But that moments, in that moments only, I just felt the ocean of nectar showering from your lotus mouth. I I I don't know how much I'm able to take, but yes, what you always spoke about humbleness, it's so beautiful, and which make me think that a person who's really humble, he or she doesn't know that yes, he or she is humble. Others only can identify that person as a humble person, because it's not the path of claiming. And I just wish to say few lines which I might say so many times, but though that I wish to hear your voice, oh my Shri Guru, at every moment. But these 2 years are not enough. I wish to hear your voice, oh my Shri Guru, at every moment. But these 2 years are not enough as I feel. I wish to behold you at every moment, but these eyes have not been blessed with such fortune. I long to serve you always, but yet I have not become so fortunate. Oh my Shri Guru, please make me fortunate. by showering your causeless kripa, so that I can serve you always. I have a complete faith that one day, by your mercy alone, all these heartfelt longings will be fulfilled. I do not wish to touch the sky. I only wish to touch the sacred dust of your lotus feet. I do not desire to visit any pilgrimage, for all the holy places exist at your lotus feet. Yes, I wish to hear your voice at every moment, but I'm not so fortunate. I only hear only a few moments. But though you are sorry, Kripa, and for that, thank you word is never ever sufficient. But though thank you very much. Thank you so so much for everything. Pranam. Hare Krishna.
Ritik,
Andrew and Amanda, you have question?
okay?
Hare Krishna, Shri Guru, pranams.
Hare Krishna, welcome.
Thank you so much, Shri Guru, for such a beautiful and enlightening satsang. So many points of contemplation, so many opportunities like a mirror to just see all of the ugliness inside oneself and to be in a position really of just praying for your mercy to be able to make any progression. I have a contemplation that's been something for quite a long time, which I'd like to ask a question about. It's regarding a relationship, particularly with parents. For me personally, I feel like where I am now in my life, there's so much arrogance and there's such a lack of humility, and so much, at times I catch myself with such ingratitude. Yeah, lots of very ugly things, Sri Guru, that I feel very sad about and ashamed about. And it's when I was younger, my relationship with my parents was so different. I was an extremely dutiful girl, and I didn't even really know how to say no at all. And everything that I did, I felt like it had so much affection for my parents. As time went on, my stress levels increased from various circumstances. And from conversations with people, I found that I was being guided towards and made the decision myself to start putting certain distance and boundaries in place. And so, where I find myself at now is I want to think of myself less. I've taken more space for myself because of being told that I was negating myself in certain relationships, but I don't want to be self-obsessed. And I find it difficult to navigate, particularly with my parents, because they want to give in certain ways that I know will put them in a compromised position. And they want certain things from me that I know will, from experience, will make it very difficult for me to maintain any kind of stability. Not that I have any any stability in any kind of good consciousness. You know, I don't have good sadhana, and it's only by your mercy, Sri Guru, that I've been able, that anything has changed at all from how it's just been for years and years. So I just feel like I'm in a place now where I just feel really confused. I want to serve them, I want to honor them, and I want to respect them. And I don't know how.
Definitely, this turning around, of the thought is very, very wonderful, and the whole idea is that always remember that there is a obligation in human form of life. We have to oneself first. We are obliged to fulfill that obligation to ourselves. And what is that obligation? We have yet to become a pure devotee, correct? I'm just speaking from absolute viewpoint. Of course, we struggle on the material platform. We have struggled since eternity. It's not a new thing. It's something. It is there. But naturally, we identify with our immediate parents in this lifetime and everything, and they have brought us. They have risked us to bring in this world, correct? For whatever reason, we came in this life through their agency, and we can repay them only by first becoming ourselves a pure devotee. So sustain this desire that you wish them also, not like a wish of in the material world, I wish you the best, I wish you no. Wish you good. What is the definition of good? Our definition of wishing is to causing in their life also the attaining the perfection or the highest perfection of their human potential. So it is our obligation to ourselves that we become situated in accomplishing that highest perfection of our human potential. And if we find focus of it, we will lose getting distracted by so many things in this world. The sublimity of what we are targeting, the sublimity of our destination or the fortune is so far out that no fascination, no temptation, no phantasma so gloria of this world can tempt us, or anyway. So you want to benefit and express that you could not give them enough, or you did not reciprocate them in a positive way enough. So just express your that appreciation, gratitude, that through you and whosoever else came in our life, what we should really admire and cherish is that everybody apparently positive or negative, they have just become instrument in our life to come to this present moment where we are in a position to hanker for Sri Radha Dashyam, isn't so? You could have been the Queen of England or even Princess or anybody. If could not come to the point of hankering for Sri Radha Dashyam, is it worth it? Would it have been worth it? So in spite of all the traumas and different things and different, what you have come at the present moment, that is, you have to capture the glory and the beauty of the present moment. If you feel so blessed with it, you naturally can cause the blessing in others, including parents. So how blessed you think you are, then you can distribute and create the cause the connectivity to others, and that will be your ultimate payback to your parents or anybody, your friends or anybody. How blessed you think you are, having coming to this stage of your existence, and from there only one destination, one goal. If you feel that enriched, then you can enrich others. And that enrichment is a need of every soul, especially every human soul can understand this. Mahaprabhu says, Bharat bhumite hoile manushya janma jar janma sarthak kari kar parupkar. We have a great mission to fulfill, not only for oneself, myself, and also benefiting others, or becoming an instrument to cause that fulfillment of human potential in others. So you have to pray very fervently, and we have to pray in a remorseful manner that, oh, how much we have wasted time, how much we have mistreated people, how much we have reacted, how much due to ignorance we have expressed our arrogance and all these things. But they are just behind us. They cannot become the stumbling blocks of our future moving forward. They are just behind us. So just not looking back and becoming, we have limited bonus time also left with us. So we have to only look forward and pray to Krishna very fervently. And in your prayer you can pray for your parents also and anyone else. But we have to also understand our limitations, how far we can go, because everybody is an individual. How much you can literally help, but whenever you meet, give them a wonderful, nice, appreciative smile, and because through appreciation and genuine humility, that how much you value them, we cannot devalue the importance of our parents in our life. All the experiences. So even if something negative we have experienced, gone through, we have to become representative of Mahaprabhu. We have to become magnanimous. We should not think tit for tat somebody did. All these people, they caused us to come to this point in the present time, correct? And if you cherish, if you relish, if you admire, if you value your present state of consciousness of hankering Sri Radha Dashyam, then you should be in a position, you can be in a position to wish them all the best and do something, because you are in a position as a child, as a person who can pray for the best for them also. All right?
Thank you so much, Sri Guru.
Only our hankering for Radharashyam should overwhelm us. Other things we can let go, and we have to let go. We are not responsible for the actions of others, we are not responsible for the decisions of others, but we are definitely responsible for our own actions and own decisions. So stay focused, and everything else will be taken care of. If you take care of yourself perfectly, and then you can definitely become an instrument to take care of others. So are you taking enough care of yourself? Then you can take care of your parents also for their ultimate good. All right?
Thank you so much, Sri Guru.
In order to take care of the good parents, you have to become a good child, na? And what is our definition of good child? One who stays on the path of pure devotional service to become a pure devotee. All right? So our ideal, our goal should be highest. My father used to inspire. So we have to keep always target to be number one. It's just one thing. So if you target to be number one, first in the class or education, he used, at least if you, even if you don't get to number one, you will be very close to it, correct? It was just a thought. So our purpose is, we are on this path where everybody is would be gold medalist, correct? Is a would be gold medalist. Everybody is a would be gold medalist, correct? So give that opportunity very liberally to everyone, including your parents, if they can get it. Otherwise, we have what is it? Procrastinated since eternity, correct? So how can we be impatient if somebody doesn't take or doesn't reciprocate as we wish? So we have a lot of patience for ourselves, correct? How long it took for us to come to this point. So we must we must value the present moment opportunity we are given. Then, if you have benefited yourself enough, you will have lot to share to benefit others. Hare Krishna. Nitai Gaur Premanande Hare.
Hare
All right.
Krishna. We will all chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra at least 3 times for dear Sri Guru. Hare Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna, Hare
Krishna,
Krishna, Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Hare
Hare Hare,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Hare
Hare Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram
Ram, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare
Ram
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Rama
Krishna,
Hare
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 Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Hare,
Krishna,
Hare
Krishna
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
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 Ram,
Ram,
Hare
Ram
Ram,
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 Hare Hare,
Ram, Ram,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare.
Hare
Krishna
Krishna,
Krishna,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Hare,
Krishna
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Hare
Ram,
Rama
Ram
Hare
Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare
Ram, Hare
Rama
Hare.
Rama Hare Hare
With, with all love, we will call out Jai Om Vishnu Pada Paramahamsa Parivrajakaacharya Ashtotra Shri Swamini Kripa Murti. His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Bhakti Swarupa Govind Maharaj Ki Jai.
जय बोलो, जय जय गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव.
Great Nitai Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai. So again today the youngest participant is Gaurangi. Correct?
Pranam Shri Guru, Hare Krishna.
What the youngest participant a boy. But he will remain youngest only? Hmm? All right. Nitai Gaur Bhaktavinda.
Hare Krishna Shri Guru Dandavat Pranam.
कृष्णा दंडवत प्रणाम गुरुदेव.
Hare Krishna, Nitai Gaur Premanande, Hare Hare Gaur.
Hare
We'll see.
Krishna, Pranam Shri Guru.
Hare Krishna, welcome. Welcome everyone.
Hare
Oh,
Krishna, Ram Shri Guru.
Hare
Hare
Krishna Shri Guru Dandavat Pranam.
Nasi Swamini Mati Astu. Nitai Gaur Prem.
Pranam, Shri Guru. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, welcome. Wow. So, less than 2 hours now. We'll meet again, correct? Gaur Premanande. Hare